Sup, my favorite gobbly? It is I, the Lucky Tempest, here yet again to bring you another banger of a video. A quick disclaimer, I will no longer be swearing in these videos. Instead, I will replace all cuss words with some really cringe audio until YouTube can stop being stupid. Anyway, today I'd like you to take a look at a little beta developed by Embark Studios. I'd like to remind you that this is in fact a beta, so keep that in mind when we go over everything.
Welcome to the finals.
The finals is an FPS game that drops a handful of teams into an arena to fight over money until one team accumulates enough resources to establish a proper amount of dominance over the others. Oh, neat. That's kind of like real life. However, much like a woman drawn to the most questionable boyfriend possible who is completely unable to repair the holes he makes in the drywall, this game draws you in with the promises of grand destruction and chaotic gameplay on which it absolutely delivers. Before I go any further, I'd like to review some quotes from the developer that I definitely didn't make up on the spot, and they'll give you a really good idea if the game is or isn't for you.
Hey pal, here's a flamethrower and some grenades. Go commit some arson.
We heard gamers like grappling hooks. Go grapple your nuts on that dude's face on top of the building.
The bitch is hiding like a fucking rat in that building. Wouldn't it be really funny if you knocked the building down and killed them with the rubble?
If these fake developer quotes didn't get you on board, then maybe this will. The finals is an absolute joy to play. In an era where so many games strive to be competitive for the sake of being competitive, this game stands tall and says, what can you think of that will make this sandbox we gave you fun? And honestly, I respect that. There are these little explosive barrels everywhere that have different effects. You can throw breach charges on them and then launch them in a building and it goes boom, and it's really cool. Then you can dash through the rubble in the smoke, firing in all directions like a maniac who has a few too many hairs in their rectum. You can even escape a gangbang by jumping from a skyscraper to your death before grappling your way out of that nonsense. Defending an objective? No sweat. Gas out your enemies like Hitler. This is where the game is at its strongest. Messing with the environment and your character kit to achieve your desired or accidental results is so cool. That brings up something that most smart people would have mentioned sooner: characters. You play as 3 different classes: light, medium, or heavy. Each weight brings their own weapons, gadgets, and special abilities to the table. The light character is extremely mobile, with assassin-like weapons such as a sniper rifle, knife, John Wick pistol, and like a shorty. But thanks to their speed, they like to practice social distancing to avoid mortal peril. The heavy is, as you'd expect, the opposite of the light. They really love to embrace you with their thick, juicy flamethrowers. They're flamethrowers with arguably the highest innate destruction capabilities in the game. They want to bring the roof down everywhere they go, or, you know, protect their squishies at all costs. Kind of depends on the person you are, I guess. Medium builds are a strange conglomeration of the two. Their health pool and speed kind of fall between both classes. Strangely enough, their gears focus more on like info gathering and support than I really thought it would have initially. However, the gear they get access to can be the most broken with a team that wants to coordinate. I personally had a hard time picking a favorite class by the end of my time with the beta. Initially, I was in love with the lights, mobility, dash, and grapple, you know? Even their weapon choices seemed to be the most fun at first. But by the end, I was able to appreciate and use each class really evenly. The character customization in this beta wasn't overwhelming or infinite, but it was truly welcome. They handed out several free bundles and plenty of premium currency to allow you to make characters feel like your own. Or, well, you know, at least enough like your own. The face and hair selections were a bit limited for my liking. In the future, I would like to see more sliders and maybe different types of styles, but again, this was a beta and it was really more than we needed. Now I would like to take your focus away from the jingling keys that made everything feel warm and exciting and focus on some things I had a bit more of a neutral feel for. Kinda like that one coworker who's always on time, is easy to work with, but really lacks any kind of distinguishing personality. You know the type. The arenas were serviceable. I never felt strongly one way or another about them. At times, I really felt like they were just a vehicle for the crazy bullshit and wild gunfights, and at others, I kinda felt like they were just a barren blob of shapes and colors, which is, you know, fine, but this is a personal preference thing. If you're planning on leaning into the wacky and chaotic with your storytelling and characters, maybe have your world reflect that a bit more. Another bit of the game I felt basically no way in particular about was the sound design. Both the music and the in-game feedback, from footsteps to the grapple to the gunshots, all did their job just fine, but nothing really stood out to me or wowed me. This might seem like a gripe or a nitpick, but I promise you it's not. For me, sound is one of the things I pick apart most and will hate the most. I easily get headaches when sound is too muddled or annoying or just, a lot. Right? So the fact that this isn't rubbing me the wrong way like a furry in a dog park is probably a good sign. Now, the part of the video I really didn't want to make, the part where I complain about stupid shit in a fun game like a Karen busting down a local kid's lemonade stand, asking for their ID and threatening to call the cops. I may have gone a little lost in the sauce with these analogies, but whatever, it's my video, hop off my brick. What in the hot dog smacking hell is going on with the time to kill? Like, it wouldn't be so egregious if this wasn't a beta with connectivity issues, but
Yeah, damn.
even with full headshots, I gotta reload like a motherfucker, and then they escape with a pixel health, and then there's the fucking heavies that just run up on you with a flamethrower and you fucking die. Just give us a secondary or let the headshots do more damage, please! Other than that, I really feel like for this game to succeed, they need more players on a map for some game modes. I couldn't help but feel like a 16 versus 16 classic TDM or domination mode with rotating objectives would be a massive benefit for this game. This game is far from tactical or simulation. Let's get crazy with it. Lean all the way in, baby. That's right. Coke right off the titties of a dead hooker. Yeah! Other than that, please just let us be hop and make the slide to sprint or slide to jump feel a little nicer. There was something off about the locomotion there. I can't quite put my finger on it. Maybe even offer a mode with PvPvE or PvE for the people who are not as good at FPS games, especially frantic ones like this. I know multiple people in real life that would greatly appreciate something like that. And I know a few people who specifically choose their shooters based on whether or not there's some kind of PvE. It just is what it is. Little complaints aside, this game is nice to look at as the player, as the spectator, and I'm so happy it is not a battle royale. So happy. This was a beta. And you know what? It had its hooks so far inside of my luscious body that I wanted to play this game over the ones I was playing regularly at the time. Ask my stream. I know a lot of people on the socials already saying it will die within a month, and I noticed my average viewer count for the finals was much lower than when I played with literally anything else. And that worries me a bit, because believe it or not, reality matters much less to people than perception. And if people perceive that this game is bad, not worth their time, or that it's gonna die within a month before it even launches, that will be a difficult path for Embark Studios to tread. I wish nothing but the best for this game, and I will be playing it come launch day, as long as the standard greedy game practices aren't filled all the way up to the brim, But that's it. This wasn't a review or anything. I just wanted to talk about a game I enjoyed, hopefully get some more eyes on it, and maybe convince some of you to play. Thank you, my stinky little green goblin, for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! I know multiple